Okay guys, now we'll talk briefly about one of the elements in our form, and specifically we'll talk about the category select. And as you can see, I've redefined the table template. I'll just show you quickly what I did. I have a table, a bootstrap table with two classes, table and table over. I have an header, and I have all the outputs. So basically all the elements and input fields and select that we're going to populate inside our form. Let's just add one event, for example, description, date 2010, location wherever, select a category, category 1, and my email is alex@webyourmind.com. So this is how our event will be displayed. Now, as you can see, the list of options inside our select is predefined and hard-coded in our template. So what can we do in Angular to dynamically populate the list of options? First thing first, we need to define another collection in our controller that will contain the list of options for our select. So let's call it these categories. That will be, again, the usual object array. We'll put a few options in here. This, and that's our collection. And inside we'll have an ID for each category and a category name. So name will be category 1. Maybe let's give it a name that is more like music. The second object will have ID2 and name cinema, and then we'll have the third one with ID3 and name games, and ID4 and special category. You know, my creativity is not great in this moment, but no worries. Well, at least it's not great to define categories. So what we should do now is to save this file and get rid of all the options that we have are coded previously, and we'll introduce now a new directive, which is an attribute one, which is ng options. So we can add it to our select, and let's see how it's structured. So we have select as label for value in array. Let's start from the last part. This is something you have already seen with ng repeat. We are looping on a collection and we are assigning for each value a key. So this will be our categories, right? Event ctl.categories, right? And our key will be category, okay? The left part instead is select as label. So select is our actual option value, so our ID. So let's use the ID, category.id, and the label will be what the user will be able to see. So the actual option that will be visible in the drop-down, in the select. And that will be category, dot name. Okay? So let's save it and let's see what happens in our application. Let's go back to add event. Oh, I have an error here. Yeah, there's an unexpected token. Oh, I missed the name at the very last item. Sorry about that. Name special category. Okay, let's go back. No more errors. That's great. And now we can type our event details. So event 1, disk 1, date 2010, location wherever. And let's click on the category. As you can see, we can see all the options. And let's try to create our event. And what will be displayed is the actual value, because that's what we have stored in our model, right? So here we have event.category. So what gets stored in that model is the option value, which is exactly what we wanted to do. There's something else we can do with the ng options, and it's actually do the grouping. So let's add something like a group field to our elements. So we'll have group main, okay? So the first two will be in the main group, main, and the second ones will be inside another group, which is second. Okay, so same thing here, group second, and let's save it. So let's go back to our ng options, and after category.name we'll add group by category.group. So this is our keyword, group by, and category.group is our value. So let's save it. Back again to our code as usual, our application, and let's click on the select. As you can see now, our values have been grouped inside our main groups. So we have the main one that contains music and cinema, and the second one that contains games and special category. So if I add an event, let's just put random data in here. There's no validation, so that's fine so far. You see that it's still working fine. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson, and in the next one we'll see how to set a default value for our select.